Welcome back, everybody, to the KC Sports Report. I'm your host, Michael Darcy, and we just received some big breaking news involving the Rashee Rice injury. According to both Jordan Schultz and Adam Schefter on Twitter, Rashee Rice likely suffered a season-ending torn ACL against the Chargers. Andy Reid said that he will have an MRI on Monday morning, but unfortunately, the team is fearing the worst. So we just found out that our number one wide receiver is likely going to miss the remainder of this season because Patrick Mahomes threw a horrendous interception and on that very same play ended Rashee Rice's season by hitting him below the knee. Patrick Mahomes killed this team on one play in week 4. And you just hate to hear it for Rashee Rice. I mean, this was a guy that came into this season with a lot to prove. And in the first couple weeks of the season, he looked like a superstar. Rashee Rice looked like this team's number one option and a guy that could help this Chiefs team win their third consecutive Super Bowl. But unfortunately, it looks like Rashee Rice is going to miss the remainder of this season with a torn ACL. And listen, watching that game, watching that injury, seeing Rashee Rice being carted off the field in tremendous amounts of pain with a towel over his face, we could only assume the worst. And listen, I just got done talking about this game on the post-game live stream. I was basically talking about how I thought that Rashee Rice was going to miss the rest of this season because of the severity of the injury. It was a lower leg injury, and just the fact that he was not able to A, stand up, and B, put any pressure on it. I mean, it did not look good. And so the Chiefs are out yet another wide receiver. This comes after Hollywood Brown suffered a season-ending injury in the preseason. And so the Chiefs are without Hollywood Brown, Rashee Rice, Isaiah Pacheco. The Chiefs are being absolutely eaten alive by the injury bug right now. And they just lost arguably their best weapon on the offense in Rashee Rice in week 4. And it leaves a lot of Chiefs fans wondering, what's next? Like, what are the Chiefs going to do without Hollywood Brown, without Rashee Rice, and without Isaiah Pacheco? How is this offense going to function? And you just saw in this Chargers game that they struggled. They absolutely struggled to put up 17 points on the road. And so what is the answer on offense? Kareem Hunt looks good, but are you going to change your offensive philosophy and just hand the ball off to Kareem Hunt? You're probably not going to do that. And so maybe Brett Veach gets ultra aggressive at the trade deadline and gets on the phone with a team like, Cleveland or Carolina and tries to trade for a wide receiver, because the plan for the Chiefs wide receiver core has fallen through. Your two top options in Rice and Brown are gone. They're not going to play this season. And if we had any hope of Hollywood Brown coming back, it's not till the postseason. And Rice just probably tore his ACL, so he is done. He is not coming back. I mean, that is at least an 8-month recovery, and that's on the quick end. And so Rashee Rice is not playing till at least next season, which absolutely sucks because he looked so good this season. I mean, the Chiefs went from, having a bad wide receiver core last year that was redeemed by Rashee Rice to having on paper a very good wide receiver core, and your top 2 wide receivers are gone 4 weeks into the season. Those guys are gone. And so if you're Brett Veach, you've got to make a phone call. You've got to find some way to bring in more wide receiver talent. You cannot leave this up to Travis Kelce and Kareem Hunt to produce offensively. It cannot be left up to them. And Xavier Worthy, who had a great touchdown catch in this game, I think Xavier Worthy has a bright future. I don't think that he could be this team's number one wide receiver this early on in his career. I just think that is highly unrealistic. And so the Chiefs are going to have to figure out some other way to get production offensively. I mean, right now your wide receiver core is, oh my gosh. Right now your wide receiver core is Xavier Worthy, Juju Smith-Schuster, Justin Watson, Sky Moore, who looks like an absolute trash can out there, and Mecole Hardman. That is a wide receiver room that could be the worst in the NFL. And it sucks because this team was constructed in the offseason with the possibility of them legitimately being one of the better units in the league, but injuries happen. And that was the one thing in the preseason that I could not stress enough. It was that the absolute only thing that concerned me about this season was injuries. Could this Chiefs team avoid a massive injury? Could they escape this season fully healthy? And right now, in week 4, the answer is hell no. They've had 3 massive injuries on this offense, and 2 of them have been season-ending injuries, and the latest coming to Rashee Rice. Rashee Rice, arguably the most talented guy on offense, somebody who has cut up NFL defenses for the first 3-4 weeks, he's gone now. We're going to miss out on another season of Rashee Rice. And next season, he's probably going to start off with a suspension. So not super optimistic in Rashee Rice's timeline to return right now. It's going to be a while before we see him play Chiefs football again. And so the Chiefs better have some answer. Listen, I think that they're going to have to outsource that job. Go get Jerry Jeudy from Cleveland. Go get somebody else at the trade deadline to give Mahomes somebody else. But again, I just find it so incredibly ironic that in the first quarter, on a 1st and 20, Patrick Mahomes ended your season practically by throwing a bad interception where he just overthrew his intended target. And then on that, return, the Chargers coughed that ball up. You could have fallen on it, but Patrick Mahomes took out Rashee Rice's leg on accident, tearing his ACL and ending his season. I mean, what the fuck is happening? Like what an insane way to kick off, week 4. And the Chiefs have to, find a way to replace 2 of their number 1 options that they signed or had on the roster going into this season. So this is a problem that I do not envy Brett Veach for trying to solve. I mean, I could not imagine, the stress that he is under right now to go out and find somebody else to produce in this offense. Because even before Rashee Rice got hurt, the question was, did they need to go out and trade for somebody because Hollywood Brown got hurt? And now Rashee Rice is done for the year. You have got to go out and find somebody to replace Rashee Rice. If you don't do that, the Chiefs season's over. You saw what the offense looked like against the Chargers. 17 points is not going to cut it against most NFL teams. It just happens the Chargers suck. So if they want to have a chance to compete for that 3rd Super Bowl, they have got to go out and trade for a wide receiver to replace 2 guys that they expected to be producers in this offense in 2024. And that has not been the case. So again, guys, we just received the news from Jordan Schultz and Adam Schefter on Twitter that Rashee Rice likely suffered a season-ending torn ACL coming off of that interception from Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes hit him low. It didn't look good on the field. It didn't look good on the replay. He was writhing in pain, and it turns out that he just got his season ended. And so that leaves a big question mark for this offense and what Brett Veach is going to do. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below about this news. What do you think about, the timeline for Rashee Rice coming back? What do you think about the possibility of trading for a wide receiver? Right now, a lot of stuff is up in the air, and I want to hear from you guys about what you think the Chiefs need to do in order to still three-peat. Until next time, guys, thank you for watching this video. Go check me out on social media, Instagram and TikTok, KC_Sports Report. Subscribe to this YouTube channel if you haven't already. We are 30 subscribers away from 7,000. So subscribe to this channel. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Until next time, guys, thank you for watching this video, and go Chiefs.